Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. You're looking at the Genesis and you're looking at the brand new firmware. We got some updates for you folks. The whole team has been participating in this one. You're looking at Alrod's face. You're looking at firmware that Pablo 11 co-designed with the folks in China. You're looking at the hardware itself that Jason with KronosBlade has been working frantically to get done and shipped to you with some changes to the actual hardware as well as updates to the firmware. We're going to go over all of that right now. And then we're going to jump into something really special related to camera apps for all Android smartwatches. So stick with us. This is one of the initial watch faces that are installed on the new Genesis. This is what it's going to look like when you get it. All of these you've seen already, the custom faces. And there's at least 3 different buttons that are going to be active in here. Heart rate, whenever you see something related to heart rate, you can touch it, it'll go. Weather, you touch the weather icon, it'll bring up your current weather. And then, of course, your fitness stuff. And while I'm on fitness, I want to mention, you see the 3 dots at the top? We now have full fitness integration with GPS. So you're walking, you're running, you're cycling. They will all give you tracks and distance computed from your GPS position. It's no longer that original fitness app. It's the upgraded app and the direct tie-in. One thing I can't show you on the screen, but is in the new hardware, is the pinch and zoom. What we have in the pictures, in maps, even in browsers, I believe. That's because the actual touch sensitive covering coating that's on the original Genesis, this one, the prototypes, that was single touch. But because you guys demanded it, we want it, that whole thing has been completely changed. So the ones that are shipping right now have a new touch face on them that is multi-point touch, so you'll be able to pinch and zoom perfectly on all of them. So lots of neat things happening. That's kind of the overall firmware changes. You remember the $100 challenge I have out there for you guys? Anybody that could come up with a way to turn the backlight off on this watch so we could really seriously save power? Why? Because this has got a transflective or a reflective screen. When it's outside, the sun hits it and it actually is brighter than when you're looking at it indoors. Well, got some news for you on that. The money hasn't been claimed yet. We don't have a winner or a designer yet that's come up with a way to turn the backlight off. However, another feature in the firmware is this. Watch carefully. The bottom button, if I press and hold, look at that. It dims it to the lowest brightness. Now, it's not all the way off, but it's the absolute lowest brightness that you would get to normally right here. You know that little brightness setting that you've got there? It goes all the way down to the lowest setting. You press and hold it again, and it lights it up to the middle setting. So you can toggle between indoors, you'll normally keep it at middle, and outdoors, you keep it all the way down. Sounds contrary that you turn it down outdoors, but it's because of the reflective screen. Any other watch, you're not going to be able to do that. You're going to want to make it as bright as possible outdoors. So if you're going to use your Genesis outdoors, you're going to have a much longer battery life than folks that have a comparable watch that doesn't have a reflective screen. Even if it's got a bigger battery on it, it's going to die quicker because you're using a lot of power in the screen. Press and hold here, and you can illuminate or soften the brightness of the watch. Now, I think that's it for the Genesis. It is shipping right now. They're going all out over the planet. Jason has updates and is keeping us well informed. Check the show notes for a link over to his YouTube page, or go to KronosBlade.com, and at the very bottom, click on YouTube, and you can go over there directly. But check out his updates. He's on update number 4 as I'm putting this out, and there may be more coming as he keeps informing everyone about the shipment. Is it too late to order? Well, yes and no. It's too late to order to have yours delivered like right now. For everybody that's ordered up to this point, they're going out right away. If you want to order now, I think you can still get it at the introductory price. You'll have to check with him. But it's going to be delayed until the next update of production is coming from the factory. He's still within the first run, so they're still pumping them out, but they got a whole batch to him, and those are the ones that are going out now to the folks that ordered early. All right, let's switch to camera. Why? Because the Genesis has the forward-facing camera, which is in the perfect place that you want to use for photography, right? And because of that, we've gotten really creative in what we can do. Now, you know there's a camera app on here, and you know you can just generally go down here and hit camera, and it's going to turn into the camera mode, and it'll work for either pictures or video, and we've demoed that. You have the little switch button here that you can switch it to the front camera and take selfies. Well, what we've wanted to do in watch faces was make some hot buttons on here that if you tapped it somewhere, it would launch the camera. Turns out that's a little more challenging in a couple of ways, in how it's implemented inside, and the fact that if you accidentally touch that spot, you'll turn the camera on, and then that eats a whole lot of power, and you might be taking random pictures. Anyway, the choice has been made not to put camera buttons on the actual watch faces themselves. If you still want those, let us know. We might be able to set up a way you can download faces that have those buttons in them anyway and add them to your watch. But the stock ones aren't going to have that. But what we are going to do is show you right now how you can map this lower button that has the long press for dimming and brightening, which has the single press for taking you back wherever you happen to be, one level until you get back to your watch face, but nothing is mapped for the double tap. So with Al Rod's help, he was looking for a solution that would allow us to turn that backlight off completely with a double tap and turn it back on. That's what we were asking for when we put out the challenge. And, well, he has figured out a way to do the button mapping, and I'm going to go over that. And I'm going to go over a little more advanced version of that with you right now. And it's getting technical, so grab your piece of paper and get ready. I got two apps I'm going to talk about right now. First one is called Button Mapper Remap Your Keys. This is the one Al Rod recommended for us. It turns out to be a little bit limited, and you have to buy the professional version in order to be able to map to the lower button. The free version lets you map one item to the top button to test it out, but folks, you can't mess with this button. You need the long press and hold to get here. One press turns it off and back on, and the double press basically turns it off and on right away. And you can't really map that double tap thing successfully because of the other functions there. So it has to be the back button, not the home button. And you can only map that back button if you upgrade to the Pro version of this app. When you do, you can go through the process of setting all the permissions, one of which is going to accessibility. We've done that before to turn on the triple tap zoom on some of the watches, and you have to use a third-party app like Settings Search, for example, to be able to get to it. Button Mapper, same thing. When you get in there, there's a button that says Go to Accessibility Settings, but it doesn't work because it's not in the basic system accessible on the watch. So you have to bail out of this one, go into Settings Search, turn on Button Mapper in Accessibility, and then come back out and go into Button Mapper to be able to make it all work. So I'm not going to guide you through all of the steps on that. Just remember you need to do that. Settings Search is not in the Google Play Store, but you can download it from our Resource Center, tinyurl.com/Android watches, and that's where you'd find it. And you can do this to get this whole thing to map the stock camera to this button. So when you double tap, it'll be the same as going to the camera app itself, and it'll actually bring the camera up. One tap, and it'll put the camera away. It's perfect for this kind of photography on your wrist. You're out walking around, you see something you want to take a picture of, double tap, camera comes up, take your picture, push the button, put it away, picture stored, you can look at it later. Clean, simple, easy. That's doable. with this button mapper by Flare 2, available in the Google Play Store. Download it, follow the instructions I was giving you, and you can get it installed. But wait, there's so much more you can do. You don't need to use the stock camera, folks. I got 3 different cameras to recommend to you to use instead of the stock camera, and they interface with this one, which is also in the Google Play Store. You can download this Button Mapper Remap All Hard Buttons by Navigation and Button Shufflers. And this one we are going to go through and explain it all to you. Okay, you ready? Here we go. So I'm going to take you right from the Google Play Store on the watch, on the Wi-Fi. You've logged into your account. When you put in Button Mapper Remap All Hard Buttons, which I use the microphone to do, I get the 2 that we've been talking about. You want the green one, so we're going to select that one, and you're going to install it. So that's your first step, and I want to start it all over from the beginning so you see the things you got to go through to get it to run. It just vibrated. It's doing the installation right now. So let's open this one, get into the first page, goes through its logo, and now there's all these different permissions I was telling you about you got to get into. There's a privacy policy you need to agree to. Here's accessibility. Now, you don't need the third-party apps to get there in this one. It somehow knows how to do it, and it puts you in here. You come down to Button Manager, and we want to turn that on. Now, I have both versions in here, so I hope I'm turning the correct one on. Just to play safe, I'm going to turn them both on, but we're only going to use one right now. Okay, so Button Mapper, you're going to activate here, and it says that's happened. Now you come to the next one about notifications. There you go. Now we can see the colors. We're working with the green one, so we want to allow that one, turn that one on. And I think that's it. It's there. And I always go back and forth between these to see. Nope, there's a third one. You see, we have to go to the full screen to see that because it wouldn't scroll. Now we go in here and allow modify system settings. I turned that on as well. Bing, bing, bing. All 3 of those things had to be done. Now we have access to the app itself. And an ad. And that's just part of the whole thing with this. So, whoops. We got to get back into it again. I always hit the wrong button, which is Button Manager. Hit that button to get the ad to go away. And now we're here. Now, we're going to map the back button, not the home button. This is the back button. So I'm going to click on the back button. Watch a video to unlock this feature. So you got to do this part. So I'm going to play a little video. I don't know what it's going to be. It's a few seconds. TikTok. Okay, they're doing a video advertising TikTok. And it's not all that long. And then it gives it to you back again. There, we just paid for unlocking the one that we need, which is the back button. And we are in here, and we have a button we have to activate, okay, to customize it. And then there's single tap. No, we don't want to mess with that. Double tap, that's the one we're after. And the long tap is where we dim and brighten the screen. So I'm going to turn on double tap right here. And now I have actions, all these different kind of actions that you could do, or shortcuts. And there's all kinds of shortcuts that you can do, some related to apps, some to system. But what we're going to do is go into applications. Now, you'll find everything in here that you've installed third party, but you won't find the default camera. So I'm going to have to use different cameras. And the first one I'm going to give you as a selection that you may want to consider is called a better camera. And we're going to select that one. And now it's there. So now I can leave here, get out of here, all the way back. Okay, we're at the main page. However, before you can actually use this, you have to do another little trick. You have to come over here, go into Settings, go into More. I know, I said this was kind of technical. If you don't do this, you're going to lose that capability to as soon as the screen goes off. You're going to go into Background Cleaner and tap here. And you're going to look for Button Mapper, the blue one, and you're going to turn it off. Turn it off. That means that if the screen goes off, it won't stop it from running in the background. You want it to continue running in the background. I got some other things called Instacamera that we're going to be playing with, and all these kind of things. We need to worry about whether or not they're on or off in this settings area. So you with me? We were in background cleaner, which is in more. More was in settings. Settings is what you got to from here. Now, let me set something up for you. There, that was pretty quick. I got a box of Vienna sausage over here. The perfect thing for hunkering down in place. The camera's on the top here, so I'm actually going to turn it this way. Hold the band back. I mean, I could have it on my arm and twist it around. That's the normal thing I'd be doing. But just to show you quickly how it works, double tap the bottom button. There we go. We're launching into the camera, but first time, so we got to do some setups. I'm not going to install widgets. And now let's try it. Double tap. Okay. And now we've got it. You see, I got my Vienna sausage over here. It's spread out, folks, but when the picture's taken, it won't be all out of proportion. My hand looks a little strange. It's this camera. Perhaps you can mess with the settings to get it different, but that's what you've got. Also, there's a lot of stuff that's off the edge. So just a quick one about the A Better Camera app. You want to go into here and change that most likely. Now you can see all your buttons. You can take a picture here. You can change this to HDR if you want to video if you want to. There's lots of different options. It's a single shot. You can do multiple shots, and you just simply take the picture hitting that button, and a picture was taken. Press the button down here to return back, and you're done. So you're in your watch, you're doing whatever you'd like to do, you're somewhere down in settings, messing around with sound, you double tap the bottom button, boom, boom. I didn't do it right. 1, 2, like that, and you're back into the camera. Tap again, and you're out right where you were. So if I'm in here, double tap, ding, ding, back into the camera, take a quick picture, tap it once, returns you right where you were, wherever you are, in a YouTube video or in your settings, whatever. And of course, single tap takes you back out of here. So that's the first implementation of this. We've got the app all set up now. Once again, it's the green one called Button Mapper Remap All Hard Buttons. And once you went through and set everything up, you are ready to map that double tap on the back button to anything, to any app or any shortcut or any activity. So with that, I want to show you a couple of other camera apps that you may be interested in. Now, these have been pulled from the Google Play Store a long, long time ago. They're not there. And the only way that I know is the copy that I've got in our standard place where I put a bunch of apps that aren't available anymore, you know, like Floating Toucher and Setting Search. One is called Instant Camera and the other is called Quick Camera. And you'll find them at tinyurl.com/Android watches. Okay? They'll be in there. Let's jump in with Instant Camera, because that's very similar to what we're doing here with the double tap thing. I'm going to come over and I have it in here. Instant Camera. You get, after you install it, you'll get settings and then the actual thing itself. So I'm going to go into Instant Camera settings and quickly show you some stuff. You can actually change the photo resolution of what it's going to be like when you take your picture. It's lots of options in here. You can get as high as that, and or is it the other way around? There's your high one, which is pretty decent. And you know, just pick whatever resolution you would like. Let's try that one. Flash mode doesn't matter. You can have multiple shots. I've got it set for 1, but you can have more than 1. Because it's an instant camera. It's going to instantly take a picture. You can make a shutter sound or not. I don't know if it does. I've turned it off. And this is important. We're going to do it twice. Stay in camera mode, and I'm going to leave it like that. Save that. That's been saved. Now, if I launch it from here, I want you to see what happens. I tap this, it opened it, boom, it took a picture. And it leaves it open, so if I want to take another picture from a different angle, I just touch the screen. If I do something else like this, and it tells me all about where it's saving it, and I can press it again and take another picture. Okay? The thing is, I can bail out of this now, and I can get back to my home screen, or whatever screen, if I double tap, watch carefully, 1, 2, it opens the camera. Oh, wait a minute, we haven't remapped it. It's still in the other camera, right? A better camera. So, which just opens the camera and gets you ready to take pictures. We have to remap that by going to the green button mapper, going to the back button. The double tap is showing that camera. We've got to come in here and go to Applications. And again, it's going to be better if I switch it to here because now I see more. And we're going to look for Instant Camera, which is right here. Okay, that's changed. We can bail out of here. There's an ad. And we just keep pressing them slowly one by one. Yeah. Okay, now we're there. Now I'm going to double tap. 1, 2, there we go. There. Took a picture, and we're ready to take more pictures. Let's get the sausage itself. Boom, like that. So this feature, folks, is so that when you have it on your arm, if there's something happening that you need a quick picture of, you just simply double tap it and you get yourself a picture. And it stays open, so if you want to take more pictures after that first one, you can. However, if you go back into the settings, and this is what I think is so much fun about Instant Camera, and you turn off, in the settings, you turn off Stay in Camera and save that, and then you come out of here. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's stick this up here, okay? I'm going to double tap, boom, boom. It opens, it takes a picture, and it closes back again, right to your watch face or wherever you are. If I'm over here, double tap. Uh-oh, I guess I did it too slowly. 1, 2, picture, and back to where I was. That's sweet. So you can just wear your watch, do whatever you're wanting to do, and you know that you can get an instant picture anytime you want to. Again, you're going to need to download the Instant Camera, Instacamera app from my Resource Center, because unless you can find it, I've looked all over the Google Play Store and I don't see it. It's called Instacamera and the icon looks like that. So those are the two different third-party cameras that you could hook up to this. You can also use open camera. That's a common one people like on the watch. With that one, you can usually set it up to take a picture and stop. So if you're at a funny angle, you can take a picture and it'll hold that picture. You look at it and you can either accept it or delete it and try it again. So it freezes the picture on the screen, and other things that you can set too. And there's other ones that are video recorders. Any app that engages the camera is available for you. And of course, a lot of them have the ability to switch to forward-facing or front-facing, and remember that setting. So if you're more into blogging, you could double tap and bring up your video blog and even start automatically recording and just look at your watch and talk, and then press the button, save it, stop. A lot of possibilities. But there's one more. Let's take a breath. Now, what I'm showing you, folks, will work on any Android watch. At least I think this double tap mapping will work on all of the others as well as the Genesis. I'm demoing it on the Genesis because of the placement of the camera, which is where it should be, and the fact that the screen is easily viewable outdoors, so you can frame your photos and take great pictures outdoors. So all of these things really work well on the Genesis, but try it on the Prime. Try it on a D5. Try it on Hope. Any of the watches that you may have, including this one called Quick Camera. There's a better camera, and here's Quick Camera. I'm going to come into Quick Camera, And look, I got a little dot floating in the screen right here. And I've got all these different settings, shake control, auto hide, all kinds of things. Let me tell you what this is about. Once you've got it in here, and again, before you close the screen, you have to come over here to settings and go into, I know I'm repeating, but you gotta do this every time on any of these things you want to run in the background and not have to start them up and configure them again. You go into more, you go into background. You notice I'm everywhere except I'm touching the dot. I'm gonna touch the screen, and that's gonna take me in here, and it's called quick camera. Okay, and it is turned off. So it's already set so that if I accidentally turn the screen off, or on purpose, and I turn it back on, it's still going to be there. You see that dot? Watch carefully. It's gone. It's back. It's gone. Wherever you are, I can bring it on, I can turn it off. And I feel a little vibration when I do that. And what happens when it's on? You got it. Point your camera, touch the button. It vibrated, it took a picture, and it returns back to where you were, and you vibrate it again, and it's gone. Wow, why are the best apps in the world not available anymore on the Google Play Store? It just boggles my mind. But they're not, and so unless you can find it, you'll have to come over to the Resource Center to pick it up. There it is. Okay, turn it off. Let's go to a different watch face. My fingers are getting sweaty. I get excited. Let's go to the first one. I really love this watch face. This is one I use most of the time. By the way, you touch the center, you see the weather is there and the power level, and if you touch it, you go into your weather, and of course you can just press a button to come out of that. Your weather report is there for you. However, right here, I can do this and bring up the dot. I can take a picture of the great outdoors right there, and it leaves and puts me right back in the watch face. So all of that, easily there. If it's in the way, just twist your wrist or vibrate. That's just one configuration setting that's possible with that particular thing, that particular app. Oh, it wants me to turn on GPS and all this kind of stuff. I'm just going to give you a sample here of running it with the fitness app. 3, 2, 1, and even here I can turn it on or turn it off. Well, you get the drift. Okay, now it's finally recording. It's looking for my location. If I'm jogging, if I'm doing something, if there's something on the path that I need to take a picture of, I do this, I tap that, and I catch the picture. Oops, I'm off the screen. There we go. And I'm back on again. And I'm done. So I really like that one. Quick camera. That works on any watch. The ones with the side camera here. If you've got it set in the camera for being in the front facing, I believe you can switch it there. You can do that. So just a really fun app that doesn't involve the buttons, but involves a way of quickly getting in and out of the camera so you can use your watch really for photography. All right, gang, you've been watching Smartwatch Ticks. This one's been a little longer and a little more technical than usual, but it's all about what we're doing here. So, outdoor run, the fitness running, click open. Okay, I want to just get out of here altogether. So, long press on this and delete it, and back, and back, and back, and here we are. The Genesis is shipping now. The back cover has been updated with a grommet in there to enhance the waterproof capability. The bands that are on there, these really nice, luxurious bands, are quick release now. The other ones that come with it, remember, it comes with 3 sets. They're all quick release already. You got the charging dock that's going to be with this thing that you can wear on your arm on the dock, and a charging wire that goes with it, and a really nice box. And if you haven't ordered yours yet, check the show notes, because I got a link over there to send you to pick it up. It's been on pre-order for $150 with all of the bells and whistles that come with it. And now with the front-facing camera and the capabilities for double touch, or even this fancy quick camera that you can use, you're going to have a world of fun with photography from your wrist. We'll see you again soon, gang. Thanks for watching.